get familiar. So if you don't know by now, then you should probably get familiar.
Okay, so shall I start, madam?
Yes, continue.
Yeah. So this is the first slide. Actually, just I am showing the topic of my seminar here. So the topic is special diodes. So I am Dr. Shiv Prakash Pai, Assistant Professor in Physics from Government First Year College, Devanandi. Okay. So let me start with the introduction. So as all of you know, common PN junction semiconductor diodes are used in power supplies for the conversion of AC voltage to DC voltage. As you know, they are called in general rectifiers. So you'll come across half wave rectifier or full wave rectifier, etc. So now what I am talking about is some kind of diodes named based on their application function. Such diodes are you'll come across Zener diodes, photodiodes, laser diodes, light emitting diodes, solar cells, etc. So they are actually considered as special diodes here. So researches of some of the special diodes are already there. So till now there are so many research is going on the diodes because of their wonderful applications. So some of them we can mention here is four layer diodes, negative resistance diodes, hot electron diodes, Schottky diodes, okay, and gun effect diodes. So once again, light sensing diodes, etc. So still the work is going on the diodes. So due to their popular applications, I can say here. So research work is still going on. So now let me start with the first diode, that is Zener diode. So Zener diode is particularly, we can call it as PN junction diode, designed reliably to allow current in backward direction when the certain set of reverse voltage, which is called Zener voltage, is reached. So that means Zener is also, we can call it as based on the set voltage, we can call them as voltage reference or voltage regulator or even breakdown diode also. So you can see here just actual symbol, actual diode and its symbol also. Then how the Zener diode works, briefly I will tell you. A Zener diode operates just like a normal diode when it is in forward bias. So when connected in reverse bias mode, a small leakage current flows through the diode. And as the reverse voltage increases to a predominated breakdown voltage, which is called VZ, Zener voltage is called VZ here, current starts flowing through the diode again. So sharply we can observe the variation of current. So there are two types of breakdown which occurs in Zener diode. We call it as avalanche breakdown and Zener breakdown. So the mechanism is slightly different here. Okay, now in case of avalanche breakdown, we can see that when the applied reverse bias voltage reaches to closer to the Zener voltage, then the electric field in the depletion region gets strong enough so that they will pull the electrons from their valence band. The valence electrons that gain sufficient energy from the strong electric field of the depletion region break the free and make the parent atoms from the parent atoms and become more number of electrons for the flow of current. Then at the Zener breakdown region, what happens? A small increase in the voltage, just a small increase in the voltage results in the rapid increase in the electric current takes place. So just to see the difference now between the Zener breakdown and avalanche breakdown, we have to note down this kind of points here. So suppose if the process in which electrons move across the barrier from the valence band of p-type material to the conduction band of the n-type material, then that is called Zener breakdown. So whereas in the mechanism where the applied high voltage and increasing the free electrons or electric current in semiconductors and insulating materials is called the avalanche breakdown. So that is only the difference here. And then the further we can observe that in case of Zener diodes having a Zener breakdown voltage is slightly around 5 to 8 volts, whereas in case of avalanche breakdown it is greater than 8 volts. And valence electrons pulled into conduction due to the high electric field in the narrow depletion region in case of Zener breakdown, whereas in case of avalanche, valence electrons are pushed to the conduction due to the energy imparted by accelerated electrons, which gain their velocity due to their collision with the other atoms. And similarly, so in case of Zener breakdown, they are as the temperature increases, as the temperature increases, that decreases the breakdown voltage. It is exactly opposite here. Increase in the temperature increases the breakdown voltage. And current voltage characteristics of Zener breakdown has a sharp curve, whereas this avalanche breakdown, it is not that sharp as in case of Zener breakdown. It occurs in the diodes that are highly doped, Zener breakdown, whereas avalanche breakdown occurs in the diodes that are lightly doped. Now you can see the characteristics of Zener diode here. So here the right off side of the characteristics curve is clearly indicating how the current is sharply increasing after a very small increase in the voltage. Whereas when it is connected in reverse bias, then it is sustaining the voltage up to certain breakdown voltage. Till then almost there is no current. If there is a small current, that is due to the reverse leakage current. So after the breakdown voltage, the current is sharply increasing and yet it remains constant for any further increase in the voltage. So this is the standard characteristics of Zener diode characteristic. Then, so based on that working model of the Zener diode, basically this is very useful in the regulator. So voltage regulator provides a constant DC output voltage, constant DC output voltage that is essentially independent of the input voltage. Okay, so that is independent of the input voltage. Whatever may be the variation input voltage, it gives always constant DC output voltage here. So that is what actually called the regulator. So output load current and even temperature also. So you can connect, you can see the connection part here. So we have a load across that only you are getting the output voltage from the Zener diode circuit. So Zener diode is connected in reverse bias always in this particular application, and load is connected in parallel with the Zener diode. So that voltage across RL is always same as the Zener voltage. VR is equal to VZ constantly. And there is a minimum Zener current for which the stabilization of the voltage is effective. So now we can see other applications of Zener diode here, just I mentioned here. So it is used in the voltage regulator as a DC power supplies and in fixed reference voltage in the transistor bias circuit, and as a P clippers and limiters in the wave shaping circuits for meter protection against damage from the accidental applications. So these are the other applications of Zener diode. So next special diode, I can take it as a photodiode here. So now what is photodiode? It is also a special type of diode, we can say PN junction diode device that generates current when it is exposed to light. Okay, so when it is exposed to light, it works. That is why it is called photodiode. It operates in reverse bias mode, and again it is also operates in reverse bias mode, you have to remember. Then it converts the light energy to electric energy, you can say. So it is also known as photodetector or photosensor because it is working under the light, so you can call it as photosensor. And schematic symbol, we can see how it is used in the circuits. As the light falls on it, then it starts operating. That is why this is a symbol. Then how it works? So it works on the principle of photoelectric effect. It's a well-known effect it is. You can understand easily. When the junction of this two-terminal semiconductor device is illuminated, then the electric current starts flowing through it. Only minority current flows through the device. Only minority current flows through the device when the certain reverse potential is applied to it. So that is the principle. And here is a construction consisting of P-type and N-type. In between there is a PN junction. As the radiation falls on it, okay, then the electron starts moving from N region to P region, so that you can understand the photovoltaic. It is basically it works like photovoltaic mode and photoconductive mode. Operational modes are the two types of modes here. And working principle, working of photodiode, as I said, so the flow of magnetic carriers when the device is not exposed to radiation in terms of dark current. Okay, so dark current means there is a slight flow of charges. So that is actually due to the flow of charges called the current is called dark current here. As the light falls on the surface of the junction, then the temperature of the junction gets increased, causes the electrons automatically and holes to get separated from each other, so that we get more number of electrons there. Electrons from N side gets attracted towards the P side, and similarly holes present in the P side get attracted towards the N side. So this movement of electrons and holes generates high reverse current through the device. So the strength of the current is directly proportional to the intensity of the light, you have to understand here. So as the intensity of light is more, then you get the more flow of current across the junction. When positive biased potential can put the device in no current condition is in case of photodiode. So now just I will move on. This is the characteristics of the photodiode normally. So when there is no light incident, okay, what happens? The reverse current is almost negligible, okay, and that is actually in terms of nanometer, around 1 to 2 nanometer only. When the intensity of light is increases, the reverse current also increases, we can observe here. The 20 milliwatts per centimeter square illumination increases the reverse voltages, does not increase reverse current IR significantly. So each characteristic is approximately horizontal line here. You can observe that in the graph. From this characteristics, it is clear that photodiodes can be used as a variable resistance device also. Okay, so controlled by light intensity. Now, what are the applications of this special photodiode then? We have so many applications again. It can be used as a photoconductive device. They are used in logic circuits, switching circuits, optical communication systems, logic circuits, switching circuits, character recognition, etc., optocoupler, and in impact displayers also. So then next one is light emitting diode. Very interesting, simple one, but it has a very wonderful mechanism here. So light emitting diode is again a PN junction diode which emits light when it is forward biased. So they are among the most widely used of all the different types of semiconductor diodes available today and are commonly used particularly in TVs and color displays, etc. So now let us see the simple construction. Light emitting diode are made from the very thin layer of fairly heavily doped semiconductor material, such as you can see gallium arsenide phosphide, gallium phosphide, etc. So depending upon the semiconductor material, of course, so used and amount of doping. So when it is in forward bias, LED is emitting the light. Okay, depending upon that, you can see the different color of light in terms of different wavelength also. So this is symbolic representation of an LED. So how it works? Let us see the principle. Working principle of light emitting diode is based on the quantum theory. Actually, the quantum theory says that when the electrons come down from the light higher energy level to lower energy level, then the energy is emitted in the form of photons. The photon energy is equal to the energy gap. Again, how much energy it is emitting in the photon, it depends upon equal to the energy gap between these two energy levels. If the PN junction diode is in the forward bias particularly, then the current flows through the diode. We can see the mechanism here. So in the principle of working, again, you can see this diagram again. The flow of current in the semiconductor is caused by the both flow of holes in the opposite directions of the current and flow electrons in the direction of current. There will be a recombination, of course. There will be a recombination due to the flow of these charge carriers. So this recombination indicates that the electrons in the conduction band jumps down to the valence band. Okay, you can see that here. When the electrons jump down, what happens from one band to another band? The electrons will emit the electromagnetic energy in the form of photons. That is the light energy. And photon energy is equal to that forbidden energy gap, as I said. And it is calculated according to the equation E is equal to h nu. Okay, now this is the characteristics of the LED. Important characteristics of the LED, we can see that here. A graph shows the approximate curves between the forward voltage and current. And these are for different colors emitted by the light. Each curve with the graph indicates the different colors, you can understand. And then applications, there are wide applications, of course. LEDs are used in indicator lamps. Okay, they are used in the burglar alarm systems, and they're used in the bulbs in the homes, also motorcycles, industries. Okay, they are used in 7 segment, 16 segment, and dot metric displays also. Okay, such displays are very useful. You know, displays are used in the indicate alphanumeric characteristics of the symbols, like electronic. It may be calculators also. Okay, then used in the power on and off conditions. Used for solid state video displays. So many applications you can see. Mobile phones. Okay, the traffic light signals, etc. So solar cell is another one special diode I'm considering here. The solar cell or solar energy converter is essentially a large photodiode designed to give a much output power as much as possible here. A PN junction which converts solar energy to electric. It is exactly opposite to the LED. It converts solar energy to electrical energy. Is called the solar cell. It works like a cell. The semiconductor PN junction diode works as a cell here. Schematic symbol, you can see the diagram here. So solar cell symbol. Then this one consisting of basically a very thin layer of PN type of semiconductor grown on relatively thicker p-type semiconductor. Then few finer electrodes. Okay, so they are called electrodes. On the top of the p-type semiconductor layer is fixed here. Just below the p-type layer there is a PN junction. So also provided a current collecting electrode at the bottom of the entire layer here. The entire assembly is encapsulated by a thin glass to protect the solar cell from any mechanical shock. So this is the construction only. So working principle, very simple. Solar cell is based on the photovoltaic effect. The principle is based on the photovoltaic effect. That means generation of potential difference at the junction of two different materials in response of electromagnetic radiation. That means when the light reaches the PN junction, very simple mechanism happens here. The light photons can easily enter the junction because glass encapsulation will be there. Light passes through the glass and reaches the junction. So through very thin p-type layer, the light energy in the form of photons supplies sufficient energy to the junction to create a number of electron hole pairs here. That is what required here to get the flow of charges. Flow of electrons. As the concentration of electrons become higher and higher in one side, the N-type side of the junction and the concentration of holes become more on another side, the P-type side becomes the junction. The PN junction will behave like a small battery. Potential difference is developed, that is why it becomes like a small battery cell. A voltage is set up, which is known as a photovoltage. And this is the characteristics of the solar cell. So from this characteristic curve, various parameters of solar cell can be determined. For example, we can find short circuit current. Okay, so we can just point out short circuit current, open circuit voltage, maximum power point, fill factor, etc. So applications again, just I can mention here, used in the calculators, watches, mobile phones, calculator, so solar cars, etc. So TV equipments, so used in the electric eyes, okay, producing TV pictures, etc. You can see a number of applications, of course, because there is one of the important alternate source for the electric energy. So other than these special diodes, as I mentioned, recently obtained special type, they are called actually advanced special diodes. You can just mention here, power integrated Q, speed advanced diodes, microwave diodes, step graded gun diodes, okay, advanced small signal, large signal diodes, okay, advanced chocolate diodes, okay, step recovery diodes, and gold dope diodes also. So variactor diodes. PIN means P-type intrinsic N type diodes, PIN type diodes, cat whisker diodes, transient voltage suppliers, etc. Esaki tuner diodes, so Peltier diodes. These are actually recently invented special diodes. That's why they are called advanced special diodes. I think I have done my job. Thank you.
Shivprakash sir.
Yes, madam.
So what is the most common diode?
Most common diode means just call it as ordinary semiconductor diode. That is used in the rectifiers, madam. Half-wave rectifier, full-wave rectifier, depending upon the connections. So we call it as just ordinary semiconductor diode. If it is highly doped, then we call it as special Zener diode. Otherwise, it is ordinary diode.
Highly doped means?
So both side P-type and N-type will be heavily doped so that the depletion region is made very thin.
Some number, some limitation.
Yeah. Thin depletion region should be there.
Sir, heavy dope means how much heavy?
Heavy comparatively, you can say heavy means comparative to other diodes. So we are adding more impurities to get a very narrow depletion region. That is why it is called heavy dope. That's it.
Generally, how do I choose a diode?
I choose means if it is consisting of two terminals with the formation of a depletion region at the center, then you can call it as a device called diode. We have two terminals only. If there is three terminals like P, N, and again P, then it will become a transistor. So only if there are two junctions, then it is a transistor. Only one junction, it is a diode.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.